next guest is one of the UK's best-loved pop stars and has just released her 5th album entitled Always. Since 1993, she's been thrilling audiences with her distinctive brand of contemporary soul, recently wowing crowds at a series of sold-out shows at the legendary Ronnie Scott's in London. The second single from the album, Every Little Teardrop, released this week, sees her in defiant form. Please welcome Gabrielle.
Not to kiss them, and I so wanted to kiss them.
Oh, I was talking about the kissy. Do you like to do the kissy?
I do the kissy. I'm greedy. Yeah.
How many do you do?
2. Yeah. Everyone always like stops, you know, like one side. I'm like, no, and the rest. And I think they look at me like I'm a bit strange. I am, but you know, they know now.
Look so gorgeous, so glamorous.
Well, did you not hear that cement mixer going behind? So, that was me. Tons of the stuff.
We're also chatting about that line between social drinking turning into problem drinking. Have you sort of, you're in an industry of excess, rock and roll. Have you sort of had your issues with that, or are you pretty disciplined?
I like to think I'm disciplined. Don't get me wrong. There was one particular occasion.
Have you had one now?
No, I wish I had. No, there was one particular occasion. Look, you make you wonder now. But I actually did get lottoed. It was after I'd had my son, and I hadn't drunk for such a long time, and I was celebrating that my single gave me a lot more time being very successful. So I went out, hadn't been drinking, my son was old enough so I didn't have to breastfeed him anymore. Look, sounds like I've had a drink, doesn't it? I know, look at me, I'm trying to. Anyway, and everyone was kind of drinking. I thought I'd follow, you know, it's been a while. And maybe by second or third glass, I mean, I couldn't feel my feet. I couldn't feel my feet. And I remember going down to the toilet. In fact, I shouldn't even be telling you this story because it'd really be embarrassing. But the bottom line was, the restaurant was full when I went downstairs. When I came up, it was empty. And I was like, have I really been down there that long? And basically, I remembered everything. I remembered being embarrassed because the waiter had been flirting with me, looked at me with like such disgust. And I was like, you know something? I never wanted to experience that again. And then getting home and them calling ahead and saying that your daughter's lost the plot a little bit. But I don't mean it in a bad way, just that I was a lightweight and I think I was trying to follow my friends, and obviously they hadn't taken time out to have a baby, and I had. And actually my threshold for drink is very small anyway.
And also as a one-off, that's quite funny. It's a funny story and it hasn't affected you. But do you know your limits now?
1.5 glasses.
Is that it, really?
I'm not lying. I actually went out about a week and a half ago. I went out, everyone's having a bit of champagne. I thought, okay, 1 glass. I'm like, quite nice. I must have got to halfway down, thought, stop now. And I remember thinking, I'm going to get up and go and check myself in the bathroom. And I remember thinking, can I do a straight line? I was fine. I think I was just more paranoid. I was like, oh, I'm going to do that again in public. So 1.5 glasses.
Did you eat before you'd done that?
I hadn't eaten. I mean, I'd eaten, but it was like way earlier in the day.
You see, that's where you're going.
Yeah, but I mean, 1.5 glasses is my cut. No, honestly, I'm lightweight.
Yeah, always have a
plate of
pasta.
No, but usually I do. I'm the first to tell anybody, put food in there. In my case, put loads of it. And, but yeah, in 1.5 glasses. So I know if I'm going to have, I mean, now it'd be like 1 glass, because after the half, and I was like, ooh, so 1.
A bit, And also you're very busy at the moment as well, juggling being a mum. You've got the new album out, which is Always doing really well.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about sort of how you limit your promotional tours and things like that because you're a mum. And
how old's your son now?
He's 12.
He's 12.
Oh yes.
Do you sort of have to say to your management and things, right, I don't want to be away from home for too long, and I'm not going to do this, and I'll only do that?
Well, it's like on holidays, and I'm pretty much at home, and on birthdays. I never miss birthdays and things like that. But because I'm away for so long in between albums, it's a case of you've got to do what you say. What I say, Mrs. That's the record company. That's how they deal with me, because they're like, enough time off. So, you know, when I come back, I'm pretty much full on. But you know, there are regulations, and one of them is don't miss kids' birthdays and stuff like that. So,
but your mum is a great help to you, isn't she?
Without her, I couldn't function at all. That's right.
I'm just noticing the beautiful sweep of long hair there, because we've been on about long hair as well, haven't we? What do you think about Nancy's look?
Well, I think she looks great. I mean, you know, I know everyone was like, you know, you get to a certain age, you cut off your hair. I just think it's an individual choice, because some women, you know, hair is, you know, woman beauty. Hair is associated with a woman's beauty. And I think unless you are uber confident that you can kind of say, you know what, I'm ready to kind of have this cut off, I'm ready to experiment, then a lot of women would be mortified. I mean, my thing is, you know, if you cut it off, there's fabulous extensions, I should know, out there, you know know what I mean? And if you
get
don't
it put
like
back on
it,
again.
yeah, you just, you know, that's right. So, but I just think it's an individual choice. I mean, if you're a fashionista, everyone's like, after a certain age, you've got to go a bit short and a bit, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I just think it's an individual. Not everybody's going to suit, you know, short hair.
You've just announced some tour dates, haven't you?
That's right.
Where and when do you kick off?
Ooh, I wish I'd known this.
Check your local listings.
I'm terrible. I'm like, it begins in February, but if you kind of, check
just
your
look
local
out.
listings, you'll find me there.
We're going to get
I'll
you
be there, I promise.
We're going to get you to perform, right? We're going to ask you to move over there, Gabrielle.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Off you go and
Thank
get ready to
you.
perform. It's time to tell you what the show tomorrow when we'll be